Hello everyone, DonellHD here, and today I'm going to show you how to set up, configure, and install the future Pinball emulator on Launchbox. As per usual, I have my arcade folder here, and inside of that folder, I have my emulators folder, my Launchbox folder, and the ROMs folder where we're going to be keeping our ROMs. I left the link in the description below to the future Pinball website where you can download the emulator. Just click here on Download Future Pinball version 1.9.1. And I also left the link to the Pinball Nirvana website where you can download tables. There are over 1,000 available. I'm going to actually search for mine. Currently I'm only downloading the ROMs with the FP extension. If you're going to want the tables with the BAM extension, you're going to require a different pinball emulator. I'm going to include that in the description as well. Okay, I've downloaded Future Pinball and I've downloaded 3 tables. Now I'm going to set up Future Pinball inside of my emulators folder. So I'm going to create a folder in here and name it Future Pinball. Now I'm going to install Future Pinball into the Future Pinball folder. Once you're done, go ahead and launch Future Pinball. Once it's open, you're going to see this screen. The first thing we need to do is go right here to Preferences, and then we go to Game, Keys, and Controls. When you get to this menu, you can go ahead and configure your controller. If you like to use a joystick, all you have to do is go up here to this checkbox here and click Enable, and then select your controller. And then ask you would you like to save the changes because it automatically configures it. I'm going to say no because I'm not using this. So I'm going to go ahead and uncheck this because I'm using the keyboard. And I'm going to leave the controls like they are. And I'm going to click OK. Now we're going to go to Preferences again. And then we're going to go to Video Rendering Options. And make sure it's set to full screen mode. If you like to not play in full screen mode, you can uncheck this box here. And then I'm going to click OK. Now we're going to close this program up. And now it's time to set the emulator up in Launchbox. Okay, now that we're here in Launchbox, let's go ahead and add our program in here. So I'm going to click on these top 3 lines here at the top left corner. Tools, Manage, Emulators. I'm going to click Add. The name of our emulator is Future Pinball. Now I'm going to set the path. Once again, it's on my desktop, arcade, emulator, Future Pinball, and the Future Pinball application here. I'm going to go to Associated Platforms, and I'm going to make sure that the platform is set for is Pinball. I'm going to set this as my default emulator. Now I'm going to go here to Startup Screen, and I'm going to disable Startup because sometimes Future Pinball tends to not like this right here. This is only a feature that's available in Launchbox Premium. So you would need that to disable the startup screen. So now I'm going to click OK and then close. Now it's time to add our games. I recommend you extract your tables to different folders so they don't overwrite each other. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to create a folder for each of my games. Okay, now that I've created my folders, I'm going to go ahead and extract each of these into their separate folder. Okay, now I'm going to go back to Launchbox. Okay, I'm going to do the drag and drop method again. So I'm going to open up my ROMs folder where I see these ROMs, and I'm going to look for the .fpt extension. .fpt is the format for Future Pinball games. So now that it's found my tables, I'm going to go ahead and grab all 3 of these, and I'm going to drag them into Launchbox like so. Now it says what type of games are you importing. I'm going to click ROM files. What platform are you importing games for? We're going to say Pinball. Next. Choose your emulator. Make sure Future Pinball is selected. Click Next. Use the files in their current location. Next. 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 Make sure you spell your tables the way you want them. Launchbox will not find the metadata for all of them, so you may have to add some of the metadata on your own. Once you're done, you click Finish. You may have to create your artwork as well, or you can find some on the internet if it's available. Okay, now it's time to add custom line parameters. So I'm going to go up here to the first table, Knight Rider Pinball. I'm going to right click and click Edit, Edit Metadata Media. I'm going to go to the Emulation tab here, and then I'm going to check this box that says Use Custom Line Parameters. And in this box I'm going to type /open space, your directory to your ROM in quotation marks, space, /play, space, /exit. It has to be entered precisely like this or it will not load properly. In my case, mine was on my desktop, arcade, ROMs, Knight Rider folder, and the name of the table was called Knight Rider Z.fpt, and then made sure that I put the quotations at the end, then space, then /play, space, and /exit. Now I'm going to fast forward here a little bit and do the other two tables. I created 3 pieces of box art, so I'm going to go ahead and add them now. Alright, now that I've added my art, let's test out the games. Okay, here's Twister. Now there may be occasions when you're playing your games and you're wondering why you can't push anything. It's because it's out of focus once it's loaded. So you may have to left click on your mouse and then you'll see the screen blink real quick and then everything works just fine. And here's Lethal Weapon 3. And now we've come to the end of our video. Thank you everyone for watching. If this video helped you out at all, support the channel and drop a like and subscribe. I've created more tutorials for other emulators as well. You can click on the thumbnails on the screen. As always, I'm DonellHD, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.